What if your prompt could behave more like an app? Instead of typing the same thing again and again, you could just open a reusable artifact, fill in the input, and Claude could generate the output instantly. In this video, I'm going to show you how by building 3 reusable Claude artifacts. And yes, I am going to share them with you too. Now, to give you a little more context about this channel, we are going to explore Claude across 4 different areas: chat, co-work, code, and design, one video at a time. Last week, I have released a video on Claude design, and today we are under chat to build reusable Claude artifacts without coding and without prompting every single time. By the end of this video, you're going to have 3 reusable Claude artifacts to use it for yourself. So, what exactly is an artifact? If you have never heard of this term before, do not worry because it is much simpler than how it sounds. Think of it like something that you can create once and use it again and again. It could be a dashboard, it could be a report template, a tracker, or even a small tool that you regularly use at work. That is essentially what an artifact is inside Claude. And this is exactly where it gets interesting. Once you build an artifact, it becomes reusable, shareable, and even team ready. So you're no more creating prompts, you're building tools. Now, you might be wondering, how is it different from a prompt? But think about the work we get to do every day. Similar emails, similar summaries, and similar meeting notes. And for all of that, we will be typing the same prompt every day again and again. But if the work is repetitive, we need to automate it, right? And honestly, AI is supposed to help us with that. So that's exactly what reusable Claude artifacts are doing. Build once and use it forever. Okay, enough with the theory. Now let's build something. The first artifact I'm building is email tone rephraser. As the name suggests, here is the problem it resolves. I write so many emails, and based on who I'm writing to, the tone has to be completely different. Writing to a senior leader feels completely different to writing to a customer, and writing to chase somebody feels completely different to responding to a complaint. And rather than using Claude to prompt every time to make or rephrase this email in a professional tone versus friendlier tone, I have built this artifact wherein the tones are preset. Let's see how simple it is to build and also how it is used. So this is the prompt I'm using. Build me reusable email tone rewriter as an artifact, which I as a user would use by pasting my email draft that I want to compose or respond to, and I get a polished version. My idea is to have 4 tones inbuilt, maybe like buttons, and by choosing each button, the version gets that tone. My 4 tones are professional, friendly, assertive, and concise. Add a copy function as icon and keep the design clean, minimal, and light. Build this as a standalone HTML artifact. That's the entire prompt, plain English, no code. And watch what happens on the right side. Claude is building the artifact in real time. A text area for the email and 4 buttons and an output section and a copy icon, all from one description. Okay, time to test. I am pasting a draft of an email where I'm chasing a colleague on a deadline. Let me see how each tone rephrases this. Let's check how the professional tone sets in. This looks like a very structured draft. There is a subject and there is a body of the email and also ending with a thank you note. Time to see how the friendly tone rephrases this. As expected, this keeps the tone a little informal, which is good if the colleague is a close friend of yours. And next, see how the assertive rephrases this. And this looks very straight to the point, which is also good in some scenarios. And the concise one, this is usually my go-to because who has time for long emails, right? Let us try with another example wherein in this case we are responding to a previous email. And the email draft is something like, sorry for the delay, we could not deliver due to some data or technical related issues and we are trying to send it by today. Now, let's see how this tool is going to give us different tones and we can choose what we want based on the situation. The professional tone still sets a very formal structure, which is good in this scenario. Let us see how the assertive tone rephrases this. A little straight to the point, so maybe not so suitable for this scenario considering we are delaying it. And the friendly tone, okay, it gives a very good response and maybe I might consider it to, give the response in such a way. So this is how it works, and I hope you got the gist of it. One artifact, 4 tones, and built in minutes. The link is in the description. Go ahead, try it with your own email. Now let's move on to the second tool. Second artifact. And this solves something I used to spend 20 minutes on before every important meeting. Preparing for the meeting, not just knowing about the topic, but knowing what are the right questions to ask, what context to bring in, and what to say. I am building the meeting brief generator. Give this artifact the title of the meeting, who you're meeting with, and what's it about, and it is going to build you the full structure for the meeting. Just watch. Here is my prompt. Build me a reusable meeting brief generator. I as a user will type in 3 things: the meeting title, who I am meeting with, and what the meeting is about. Once I click on generate button, the tool gives me a structured brief with 4 clear sections: meeting context, smart questions to ask, key things to know going in, and suggested talking points. Each section visually distinct with clear headings. Now let's see what it's going to build. Great. I'm going to test it with a real scenario, a quarterly review with senior leadership, and the topics are team performance, AI adoption, and Q3 targets. Look at this, the meeting context, so I walk in knowing the purpose. Smart questions, things I wouldn't have thought to ask. Key things to know, the context I need going in, and all the talking points, so I'm never scrambling for words. I didn't write any of this, I just filled in all the 3 fields, and that's the difference between a prompt and an artifact. Again, the link is in the description. Try it before your next important meeting. Now let's jump into the third artifact, which is my favorite one. The first 2 artifacts help us produce an output, a better email, and a meeting brief. But this artifact is little different. It gives us an insight. Most of the professionals, including me, cannot gauge how productive we were throughout the week. We were busy, but were we really productive? So, I am building a personal productivity score wherein by giving few simple inputs we can understand what are the wins for the week, what are the gaps in the week, and also get focused recommendations for the next week. Now looking at the bigger picture, this is a very simple example on what we can do with data and Claude. We use much data regularly, like the performance of the team, the sales metrics, and the project metrics, wherein with all this data we can actually turn it into an artifact to get more insights. So paste your inputs and get an insight from the data. Here is what I'm asking to build Claude. I wanted a reusable personal productivity analyzer wherein I'm going to input 4 simple things: the number of tasks I planned this week versus the number of tasks I actually completed, the number of meetings I attended, and any blockers I faced as free text. When I click analyze, the tool must give me a visual output with a productivity score out of 100 as shown as a visual progress bar. And the tool must also include a wins section, a gap section, and based on the inputs I have provided, if there is any other insight that it can provide, it can go ahead and give it to me. Time to test this one too. So I'm adding in all the details and also the blockers I faced. Let us see how it is going to give us the insights. So we've got the productivity score with an actual progress bar, and it addressed all the details that we wanted in so that we can understand how our week actually looked. So Claude just analyzed my week back to me, and I can use this every single Friday, same artifact and different inputs, fresh insights every time. Now imagine applying the same idea to your sales numbers, your project delivery metrics, your team's weekly output. All the 3 artifacts are published and the links are given in the description below. You just need a free Claude account to try it out. Just try and let me know in the comment section which saved you the most time. We have built 3 reusable artifacts in plain English. No coding, no complicated setup, just describing what we need. So this is what I meant when I say Claude is powerful, but this channel is going to make it simple. If this was useful, follow AI with Kavya. Every week, I bring practical ways to use Claude that you can actually use in your daily life. No hype, only the things that work. See you in the next one.